The belief that schizophrenia is a disease of genetic origin reinforces the transformation of what was in origin a hypothetical concept used simply to explain a pattern of symptoms into instead an entity, into a thing in its own right. The idea had been that because schizophrenia is a disease, it must have some sort of a profound genetic correlate, and vice versa, because schizophrenia is so obviously encoded in people's genes, it's definitely a real disease. This realist axiom was a seamless fit with the kind of hereditarian thinking dominant in 19th century Western societies. Indeed, one predominant myth of the Victorian period was that people could inherit delicate, weak, or raw nerves. This myth was in turn followed closely by another figure, that of the degenerate whose degeneracy was transmissible, could be passed from one tainted generation to the next, with each generation becoming progressively worse. The alcoholic father, according to this logic, was likely to have a prostitute daughter, or a criminal, even idiot son. This theory of morbid hereditary has been analysed by some as an intellectual response to a period of social-political pressure and to a number of crises within the medical profession. If schizophrenia was a genetic patrimony, in turn psychiatry could become a more respectable science. It was, then, the social and cultural context that rendered these ideas acceptable, and certainly not the other way around. And yet this realist premise is anything but neutral. In fact, hereditarian beliefs allow for the possibly harmful impact of social forces upon individuals to be neglected. They instead locate the sources of social dysfunction firmly within the individual, in fact within their very genes.